Houston, Texas for Continental Indoor Soccer League play. Tonight we're at the Summit. It's the Houston Hotshots at home to take on the red-hot Indiana Twisters. Hi everyone, I'm Bill Land alongside Glenn Davis. Should be fun tonight. Indiana's a red-hot team, having won their last 4, and they've become a real talk of the league, Glenn.
Bill, Jorge Espinosa has put a great system into play here, tremendous work ethic, and a team of all-stars and tremendously skilled players. One of their standouts is Mirko Castillo. He's a former Houston Hotshot. Well, Mirko Castillo can score them in all forms and fashions. He got 5 against Detroit last week, CISL Player of the Week, and I'll tell you, Bill, as an all-star, he is a leader right now with his emotion and energy, as you see here. 13 points last week in the 3 Indiana victories, 10 goals in the last 3 games. The Hotshots will have to keep an eye on him. And for Houston, it's been an up-and-down season for a team that last year went to the finals of the CISL playoffs, but they've got a star, and it's Paul Dougherty. Many people are mentioning his name along with MVP beside it. Well, Bill, he's got big-time numbers, 43 goals, 33 assists, 76 points. He is the leading scorer in this league, and he is the guy that makes the Houston Hotshots go. If he goes, the Hotshots go. He is the key tonight for them. And the division title is still up for grabs. Monterey is on top, followed by Indiana by just a half game, and then Houston 2. Dallas would be the 4th playoff qualifier if the postseason were to start at this moment. Now, time for the GMC Safari Keys to the Game Plan. Well, Bill, for the surging Indiana Twisters, solid goalkeeping and distribution in the back is a real key. A lot of their attacks start with their goalkeeper, John Kluba. Pressure Houston at the back. They think Houston's distribution is weak. Contain Paul Dougherty. He is the engine room. And for Houston, they've got to recognize this Indiana pressure and play away from it. The other thing is composure in the back. They've got to be calm on the ball, and then they've got to match the work ethic of Indiana, because Indiana, Bill, is one of the fittest teams in the league, and they are a team that can go 4 quarters. They've been a machine lately. Houston wants to get even tonight. These clubs met a week ago or so, and it was all Indiana, 11-5 in Indy. We're back with the kickoff on Fox Sports Net in a moment. The Continental Indoor Soccer League Game of the Week is brought to you by GMC Safari and by Equity Residential. Call Equity Residential Properties and save.
The brand new limited edition Star Wars postage stamps are now available. The International Collectors Society is offering the only collector's set to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the 3 most popular movies of all time. Demand has been so overwhelming that experts are already predicting this will be one of the most popular Star Wars collectibles. Not available at your local post office, you can only get them through this special television offer. The complete set of 9 silver foil stamps is only $9.95. You'll also receive a numbered certificate of authenticity and a protective display holder. But that's not all. You'll also get this beautiful set of 6 Star Wars stamps with actual scenes from all 3 movies. An $8 value, absolutely free. Remember, you get the complete set of 9 legal tender Star Wars stamps, the certificate of authenticity and display holder, all for $9.95. And when you act now, you'll also get this set of 6 stunning Star Wars stamps, an $8 value, absolutely free. Call toll-free now.
Yeah, I'll be leaving on the 18th, sometime in the morning, back on the 21st. What's the last flight out? Oh, what's the one before that? Perfect. Yeah, go ahead and book that one.
You know, Dad, this isn't brain surgery.
Now Southwest Airlines gives you the freedom to plan and purchase your flight online. It's so easy, even a grown-up can do it.
Now all you need is the confirmation number. Can I go play now?
You are now free to move about the country.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. First, for the whole story.
The San Diego Padres and St. Louis Cardinals made a big deal.
I'm proud of this ball club.
The fantastic finals. That's it for the locker room.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. Live for all the latest home team updates.
Let's go live to Detroit, to Pittsburgh, to the LA Sports Arena.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. Why wait?
Now that's incredible.
First, fast, live. Fox Sports News at 10.
Welcome back to the Summit. CISL soccer action, our game of the week on Fox Sports Net, as the Houston Hotshots, 14-10, take on the Indiana Twisters at 15-8. The Indiana starting lineup with Mirko Castillo. We mentioned the player of the week. Bolela's been strong as well, and Gilbert and Kozel are the defenders. In goal, John Kluba does not have great numbers, but has been very effective in Coach Espinosa's system. On the other side, the Houston Hotshots, Ziad Allen, Arturo Castellan, Paul Dougherty, David Banks and Damian Harley will need big games tonight for the Hotshots. And Terry Waldorf in the net, 6'1", 185, out of Gannon University. Waldorf, 14-10. He's been in there for every game. And Jorge Espinoza has really done a job this year. His club last year going 10-18 in their first year in Indianapolis. They changed the name to Indiana, and they changed the record.
Well, and Jorge Espinoza, Bill, really has created some great chemistry. They've set high goals this year right now. And I'll tell you, Bill, I think one thing they've got to be very careful about is a bit of overconfidence. This is one very, very confident soccer team right now.
Trevor Dawkins on the other side. He knows what turnarounds are all about, as the Hotshots in 95 were 8-20. Last year, bang, 18-10, and in the finals losing to Monterey.
And I'll tell you, the other thing on the Hotshot side of the plate is that, Bill, the acquisition of David Banks from San Diego, really, people have thought this is going to be the answer in the back for them and lead them to the promised land in the CISL title.
And Banks has had a solid year, but there has still been some holes defensively for this team.
Well, in the back, again, the real key is the distribution out of the back, and against a team like Indiana that pressures so heavily, Houston really has to be very aware and recognize when the pressuring comes, when the double teams come, and they got to play away from that pressure quickly.
The series overall, the Twisters with the lead, and this year 2-1. Houston won July 6th here in the Summit, but the last meeting is very fresh, as it was the start of a three-game road trip for the Hotshots. They had just come off a disturbing loss to Dallas in a shootout, and they were pummeled in Indiana 11-5. We're down 5-0 in that game. And right from the get-go, we've got action with Indiana in the white, and the ball comes off the boards, cleared away by Harley into the stands. And Houston in the red and black with the black trunks. Almost like a title fight. We expect a little bit of a blow-to-blow here tonight, don't we?
Yeah, the other thing is 5 days rest for both of these teams. They're fresh. This should be a high-intensity, very fast-paced soccer game. Already you see the pressuring play of Indiana.
Castellan got knocked off of it, comes to David Banks. Banks sends it up to Sept Allen, coming off a 6-point performance against Detroit. Allen battles his way through. No call. Allen nearly slipped it in. Dougherty. He shoots and it's blocked. Allen tried to follow, and it comes back out to Harley for the Hotshots. Early action here in the opening minute.
That's playing away from pressure right there by Banks as Castellan puts it in the stands. But a great ball by David Banks to play away from pressure. Dougherty already in the mix inside the arc, claiming a handball, coming off 3 goals, 3 assists in a game that Houston scored 13 goals, Bill.
Houston with a season high in their 13-6 win, and much of it due to that man, Paul Dougherty, league leader in goals, assists, and points. Young battling for it, taken away by a moment, and Castillo, and then a foul was called, and quickly Britton will put it in play for the Hotshots. To Dougherty, and a whistle.
Now, Bill, this is the line for Indiana. Castillo, Mariano Balela, and Alejandro Moreno. That is one of the most feared lines in the league. They're all all-stars. Incredible work ethic and extremely good technical skill.
Allen had a header on it. Another one, and as it goes out of play, it'll go back to the Indiana Twisters. The Twisters have won 4 straight. I mean, all they did was put away Houston 11. The streak started with a win at Detroit 11-6. Beat Houston Washington 11-6. They beat Houston 11-5, Detroit 8-6, and then after winning in Detroit last week on a Saturday night, they go back home and pound Sacramento 15-7. So this team has been on a roll. Indiana poking it to the near side. Beto, one of the steadier players in the back for the Hotshots, knocks it back up front, and it comes off to Kluba. Now, not unusual to see Kluba at the red line or further. Beto.
And I think that's an opportunity, Bill, to press Kluba, because at times unsteady with his feet, even though a lot of the attacks are built through him.
Beto, the oldest player on the team at 32. Vasic shoots, fires, just got by Kluba, going off the boards. It comes back out to Young. He knocks it into the bench area. It'll go back to the Indiana Twisters. And out to midfield. Zavala, who was sick with the flu, did not come to practice today. Not feeling well at all, but they say he's a real gamer, and he's out here tonight. Keep an eye on him, number 2 in the white, Zavala, for the Indiana Twisters.
Sometimes, Bill, the adrenaline takes over, and a player that's sick or has a fever or flu-like symptoms end up having a whale of a game. So
Marino shoots and fires. It comes deflecting off the glass and back out to the Hotshots. No score, 12:27 to go, first period here at the Summit. Castellan under pressure played it back to Harley. He wasn't there, and instead it comes off to Indiana. Balela out of the box on the near side, battling for the double team. Mondano, and it comes back out to Gilbert. Gilbert to Callahan. Callahan, young fighting for it for Houston, and wins the ball.
Boy, this is just such a quick and aggressive team, and when you combine that with the individual ability on the ball, very difficult team to play with. But right now, Houston matching the work ethic, the fight and desire, and that has to be there all night long.
Well, and tonight, so many times we come into town for a game and somebody's coming off of a game or a tough stretch. Both these teams are well rested, Glenn, and that should bode well for us and the fans here tonight with these teams fresh coming in here. Balela nearly tripped up and a foul is called. Free kick for the Twisters.
Good look at Arturo Castellan right there. Right here we see Mariano Balela cutting inside the all-star, and just the heels clip there by that man Arturo Castellan. Castellan, a very busy player, but one that Trevor Dawkins feels has got to make better use of the ball.
Balela, 25 assists to lead this club, sets up for the free kick. Chips it off the glass and bicycled out of there nicely by Gianpaolo Pedroso. Back to Kluba, the Twisters. Down in the corner again, looking for Balela. Out of play, Twister ball.
I gotta think, Bill, if Indiana is lofting a lot of balls into the corners, that may play into the Hotshots' hands with big, strong backs like Harley, Gary Young, David Banks, as opposed to building things up in midfield. So, could be a key.
Balela trying to put it out front. Speedy Mike Britton comes up with it. He's had a great year offensively. Britton, Kluba with the block, and the follow. Castellan can't quite get there in time. Restart quickly. Gilbert to Balela. Mirko Castillo. A touch of the ball. Castellan, a touch. It comes off the Damian Harley of the Hotshots. No score. 10:57 to go. First period. Houston and Indiana. Bill Land and Glenn Davis with you here. Dougherty. He drops it off to Pedroso. Pedroso back to Dougherty. And a foul. It'll go to Indiana's Dougherty. A knock there. Came against Blackburn, who's playing with a broken hand.
Good look at Mike Britton there. You just saw one of the fastest players in the Continental Indoor Soccer League on that breakaway that was just prior to Britton taking a seat on the bench.
Britton's 13 goals, his best in CISL play career-wise. Nice job by Waldorf to get that looper by Castillo. To Beto, knocked off by Kluba. Beto pressures and Kluba knocks a long ball. Banks fighting for it, heads it back for Houston. And it comes off to Cian Allen. Allen turns to Beto, trying to slide it to Dougherty, and Kluba steps in front quickly.
Boy, this is a very fast-paced game, and you can really see the life in the players, the energy and jump they've had because, Bill, I think of, as you mentioned, the 5 days rest really making it an entertaining, very fast-paced game for the crowd.
Well, this is a key trip for Indiana. They have got Monterey Sunday in Monterey, so you're playing the two teams you're fighting for the division title for back-to-back. Obviously, you're fresh. You want to win your first one, and Houston's got the final 4 of their games at home at the Summit. They know they've got a chance to finally develop some rhythm going into the playoffs.
Well, and no better place than like at home, and Houston's only been defeated here twice this year. Well, here's the intensity of the play tonight. An obvious foul on Zavala. Zavala flu-like symptoms, but is in the lineup for Indiana.
Banks knocks it out, still to control by the Twisters, though. No score, 9:42. First period. Zavala had it knocked away by Cian Allen. Kluba all the way over midfield and knocks it out of play.
Boy, and Kluba a la Jorge Campos playing way off his line. Cian Allen almost poaching that ball. But again, Kluba not hesitant to play off his line. Great awareness to get there. gets that ball away from Allen and just says, hey, I'm getting rid of this one, whether it goes in the crowd or not.
Kluba out of Quincy College. Last year, 7-11 for Indiana. Played with the Detroit Neon in '95. He comes in at 15-8. Kluba with the ball now to Zavala. 9:17 the clock reads. Scoreless first period here at the Summit. Ball knocked around as Voss is trying to get control, and now battling for it, David Banks. And Indiana comes out with it. Castillo taking a tumble, and it comes back out to midfield, but the Twisters maintain possession. Rahano is the one that had gone down. Here's Gary Young with Rahano on him. Young. Back out to Beto. Beto to Young. To Britton.
And this is good ball possession. This is something Houston has to get for extended time periods tonight. Is good possession with the ball. Britton going down very hard there.
Trevor Dawkins telling us before the game his club needs to have good vision, needs to understand that double team is coming from Indiana. They use it so effectively.
Well, watch this. Castillo gets underneath the timed header of Britton. Britton just careens to the floor. But as we get back to the key point, Bill, here's another look at it. You're right. Ball possession tonight, awareness, and playing away from that pressure and finding spaces and making people run into those spaces. A huge key for Houston. If that doesn't come off, they're in for a long night.
And it'll be a 2-minute power play as the penalty goes against the Twisters, and Houston fans should like that. They're best in the league in the power play situation as Britton is helped off the field. Britton goes to the bench. The Hotshots, 21 of 35, converting on 60% of their power play opportunities. Indiana's 6th in the league in killing them at 61.7. And off the start, Beto with a shot stopped by Kluba. Releases it long, short-handed going the other way. Got a foul called there against David Banks. You see his disagreement.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. There's a competitive battle here. Let's see. Banks a little aggressive from behind, but look at that. Callahan, a fistful of jersey there. So I'm going to have to say that I think the referee, not the correct call on that one, but that happens in the indoor game.
Happens in all games, in all sports. They miss a few. Banks battling for it, comes back out to Dougherty. Hotshots on a power play, 1:25 to go with the man advantage. Beto's shot slapped away by Kluba, brought down Pedroso to Sept Allen to Dougherty. He fires, it's blocked by a couple of players, and the Hotshots are peppering away. Beto looking to Pedroso inside to Banks. His shot off of Blackburn. It comes out to Dougherty of the Houston Hotshots. To Sept Allen.
See, look at the double team over there on Allen. This is such an aggressive ball hunting team, Indiana.
Yeah, even a man short, they continue with the pressure.
Even a man short. They're basically telling you, hey, you're going to have to beat us because we're going to double team people. We're going to take risks defensively at times through our work ethic and doubling people up. And you're going to have to show us that you can find the open man.
Banks, 36 seconds and a goal! Hotshots take the lead. Sept Allen. Sept Allen has been hot. He gets number 29.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. First, for the whole story.
The San Diego Padres and St. Louis Cardinals made a big deal.
Proud of this ball club.
A fantastic finals. That's it from the locker room.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. Live for all the latest home team updates.
Let's go live to Detroit, to Pittsburgh, to the LA Sports Arena.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. Why wait?
Now that's incredible.
First, fast, live. Fox Sports News at 10.
For 40 years, the Suntrip Automotive family has made an art out of saving you money. And now we've perfected the art even more. Save thousands during our 97 clearance.
Boy, Bill, I'll tell you that last year, Sept Allen kind of faded after the All-Star break. Let's watch this. He's going to redirect this ball. That's floated in here. Look at him cutting inside now, getting behind the defender. Look at him redirect it. Kluba in no man's land. That is a spectacular goal. Allen bursting at the seams to play, and it's also a wonderful ball from David Banks to clip it in behind the defense. A great timed run, a great ball, and a great goal by Ziad Allen.
For just $9, thanks to Ziad's first goal tonight.
The Hotshots take a 1-0 lead. 7:03 remaining in the first period. Well, you knew someone was going to score the way the pace of this game started off. And Ziad Allen, who is 5th in the league in power play goals, gets his 7th power play goal of the year. Team's back to full strength. Banks obviously got the assist on that goal, and for Banks, it's number 8 of the year.
Just a spectacular goal. That's highlight reel.
Bostic and a foul.
Foul number 12, Joe Callahan for the Twisters, his first foul.
Here's Vasic breaking away from Gilbert. Gilbert with the left arm tugging on Vasic and finally fouling him. But Gilbert has been a real revelation for Jorge Espinosa in the back.
Houston has outshot Indiana 7-2 here in the early going. The scoreboard reflects it 1-0. Young. Taken away, and Houston recovers back out to Waldorf. He chips a long ball for Beto. Kluba punches it out. Vasic put it off the window. Beto, Young just missing. Vasic had Allen, didn't give it up to him. Allen was at the top of the arc. And now foul called on Ziad Allen.
Foul number 15 for the Hotshots, Ian Bergoso, his first foul.
The other way, Pato has it for the Indiana Twisters. Down 1-0. Indiana has been an absolute scoring machine recently. Pato again down. Indiana, these are the top 2 scoring teams in the league. Houston 7 a game, Indiana 7 a game, but the last 9 games, Indiana's been averaging 9 goals a game. In the last 4, they've averaged 11.
Well, and it's because of its work ethic, but they've also got individual players who can create and can beat people one-on-one.
Zavala set to take the free kick and try to equalize. It's 1-0 Houston, 6:02 to go. He passed on it, and it's knocked upstairs. And it'll come back to Houston after Carlos Farias' kick. The other thing, Glenn, is Indiana been outscoring their opponents by 11 in the first period. The Hotshots' big period's been the 4th. They're 15 better in the 4th. So a little bit of edge here. Indiana's been a strong starting team most of the year. So far, the Hotshots have kept them in check with 5:49 to go in the first.
A good look at Balela. They call him the franchise in Indiana. Does it all, can create, can score goals, incredible work ethic. They've really built this franchise around him over the last 3 years.
This is a team that started out 2-5. The Twisters have won sensational since that time, has come back to win 13 of their last 16. Waldorf with it for the Hotshots. 1-0 Houston. 5:21 remaining in the first period here at the Summit. Crowd on him.
Here's the pressure, Bill, that Houston has to play away from, and they do a good job of it. It's going to create them opportunities at the other end.
Dougherty to Young. Marino hustle back to block it. Yeah, Trevor Dawkins was saying his club has to be looking to make the pass as the ball is being passed to them, not wait until they receive it.
Well, and the key is speed of thought, Bill. Speed of thought.
Kozel gives it up now inside. Britton with a touch. Dougherty tries to clear, gets it to Young. Young off the boards, but back to the Twisters. Gilbert bringing it up slowly now for the Twisters, down 1-0. In the box, Waldorf punches it out. It comes to his counterpart, Kluba.
And that's a tremendous play by Waldorf. I think that sort of play has psychological implications for that guy right there who's playing at the top of the arc, knowing that Waldorf is going to be coming off his line.
Londonio let that one go through. Waldorf was there to take it. Ziad Allen trying to get control. Knocked away by Londonio. Dougherty. Londonio everywhere right now. Hard working. That's pretty well described as Indiana team. you aren't hard working, you don't play for Coach Espinoza. Paul Dougherty sets it back to Banks. Castellan off the boards. Inside, Sept Allen on the wing. Allen back to Castellan. Looked like he was going to crank it. Instead to Dougherty. 1-0 Houston. Dougherty can't get a touch. It comes to Valela. Houston have to hustle back. Indiana on the counter. Valela's got Marino ahead. He sends it to him. Marino fires. Nice save by Waldorf. Marino. Back out to Zavala. Mirko Castillo has not played a lot in the first period. Castillo, former hotshot player of the week. Inside shot, just missing that time by Matt Blackburn. Valela, Blackburn, and another great save by Waldorf. Oh, mama. All over. Castillo, he shoots. Waldorf deflects it. A follow, and another, and a stop by Waldorf. Great action. And back out to Matej Kosel.
Just unbelievable pressure being put on by Indiana. Houston just can't get out. Save after save by Waldorf.
Sept Allen with a knock on it. Bento comes out.
Houston, Bill, has elected to come out and play this game at Indiana's speed with equal vigor and intensity. It could be a good decision.
Pedroso to Vasic. Vasic brings it back. Damian Harley and the Hotshots just looking for a little breathing room right now, and Indiana sensing it continues to pressure. Callahan got a touch. It comes off to Lawler. Mirko Castillo. Castillo to Rajano. Mariano Rajano, and it comes back over on the far side now. 2:05 to go in the period. 1-0 Hotshots on Sept Allen's goal. Came on a power play. Zavala for the Twisters, and back to Kluba inside. 2 minutes now here in the first period.
Houston now sitting back. That's the smart thing to do. Let Kluba have the ball. They've got the lead 1-0, but stay focused.
Off the boards. Foul is called. It'll be a restart and a free kick coming up as Harley gets whistled for it.
You saw the skill of Farias in the corner, though. They're so good in tight spaces and so quick that the concentration level of Houston collectively as a team cannot waver tonight.
Lawler runs in the box. The hard shot is blocked, and it comes back out to the Twisters. And again, Indiana off the boards. Vasic for the Hotshots. 1:22 to go in the period. Vasic battling for it. Good work by Farias to come up with it for the Twisters. David Banks trying to intercept on the way down, and Waldorf again smothers another bullet for the Twisters.
And Terry Waldorf is on right now, very sharp. Boy, I'll tell you, that looks like a fair shoulder charge there by Pedrosa and Callahan, as they both went for that ball. After the distribution by Terry Waldorf, Gianpaolo Pedrosa, kind of an up and down season. Houston needs him. Look at this.
Kluba way out off the arc, knocks it out with a hand. And we'll take a brief break with a timeout called. 58 seconds to go in the first. 1-0 Hotshots.
There is nothing like being a winner.
Much of a game, if you will. Now we come all the way back for a Houston opportunity. Sept Allen. To Gary Young. Back to Young. Oh, brilliant passing. Young couldn't finish, though, as Castellan met him nicely.
And, Bill, those are the chances at the end of the night you're going to say to yourself, you've got to get timely goals tonight. Young has got to do better with that. Great give and go. Unfortunately, his left-footed shot not on target.
Young keeps this in play, heads into Sept Allen. Allen back to Gary Young. Trying to clear it up front. Sept Allen. He sets up Castellan and just missing. A nice save by Kluba.
Boy, and John Kluba going to his right, Bill, on the effort by Castellan. And fabulous work. Let's see it here. Allen's the go-to man tonight. He's got to have a great game. He finds Castellan with a great ball unmarked in the arc, and we'll watch Kluba with the right hand the reaction save. And John Kluba, he's going to have to earn his keep tonight as well.
Sept Allen, the only goal in the game tonight. 24 seconds to go, first period. Hotshot scored on a power play. Banks got the assist. He feeds it up front this time. Still fighting for it. And it's headed out momentarily. Indiana trying to avoid making a mistake here to give up a cheap one at the end of the period. Kluba out toward midfield with 4 seconds. Young. And brings it back, and that'll take care of the first. 1-0 Houston. Not much scoring, but certainly not short on action. Hotshots lead the Twisters 1-0 here at the Summit. Stay with us, CISL on Fox Sports Net. Summary, very simple tonight. A power play opportunity for Houston. The Hotshots take advantage of it. Sept Allen is 29th, and David Banks is 8th assist. Waldorf with 7 saves, many spectacular, but Allen's got the score tonight.
Well, Bill, Sept Allen last year tapered off after the All-Star game. He's really a guy playing with tremendous motivation and energy right now, and Houston's got to get him the ball around the arc and inside the red line.
Terry Waldorf. Tell you what, this guy has been right place, right time. Great reactions tonight. Both these teams obviously are sharp. And Kluba, he's been more dangerous living tonight.
Well, they're two different goalkeepers, too. Kluba will play off his line a lot more than Terry Waldorf. They're different, but both very effective, and they were both all-stars this year.
Well, as soon as the children quit fighting over the ball, coming up here wanting to get Glenn's autograph on it, we'll get the game underway again. Second quarter just starting. Houston with a 1-0 lead over Indiana. Balela back on the end of Neil Gilbert. Gilbert to Kluba. And he misplays it. Dougherty couldn't quite get it. That was what Houston was looking for. And it comes back off to the Hotshots. David Banks on the boards and got by Allen, zipped into Kluba. Now the breakaway the other way. Moreno knocked off and taken away by Arturo Castellan. Long ball. Sept Allen tries to chest it. Goal! Oh, mama! What a score!
Well, we talk about awareness. Now watch this play by Castellan. He strips Moreno, turns, his head goes up, immediately spots Sept Allen. Tremendous awareness. Look at the control off his chest. And Allen beats Kluba to his left. That is a spectacular goal. And I'll tell you, we have seen 2 unbelievable goals tonight. Here it is again. Indiana, Moreno with full flight. Stripped there by Castellan. Now watch the awareness. He gets his head up early. Finds Allen. Allen with tremendous control and awareness around the arc. What a fantastic goal. We've seen 2 unbelievable goals here tonight at the Summit.
What skill by Sept Allen, and he has got his 30th goal of the year. Castellan gets the assist. Hotshots up 2-0. And for Castellan, his 9th assist of the year.
And Bill, one observation you could make early is Mirko Castillo seems a bit sluggish tonight. He does not look as sharp as we've seen him recently. And he's not as active, so if there's a lot to that, we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, Castillo, check him out, number 10 for Indiana. I hesitate, used to saying for Houston. He's actually played with his 4th team in the league, but really found a home with this one. Now Houston on a counter again, almost coming up with it. Blackburn has it. Comes off to Balela. Balela for the Twisters. Bosic. Beto with a double team as they give Indiana a little bit of its own medicine.
Boy, Argentinian Balela living on the dangerous side. And right now, Houston has turned the tables a little bit on the pressure side. Now they've got to keep possession.
Young to Beto. Beto. To Mike Britton. He fires. Britton has got 13 goals this year. That's better than the 11 he had a year ago. But he showed some of his scoring prowess when he got 4 in the playoffs last year. Britton has been coming forward a bit more this season. Here is Castillo. Castillo, 10 goals in the last 3 games. Shut out in the first period, as was Indiana. Castillo, 39 goals in the year. John Kluba down 2-0 right now.
The second foul.
Kluba's got a couple goals of his own and 6 assists this year. Just shows you how far forward he is willing to come out.
There he is again, out at his red line. Now, he's a little, at times, I think, unsteady on the floor with the ball. He's made a few bad balls, and I think that's the risk you take when you play him off his line like that. You've got to pounce on those opportunities.
Sept Allen try to bring it off the boards right back to Britton. Not a bad idea. Goes out of play. Sept Allen, 56 points now this season. Last year he had 45. Had the game-winning goal in the All-Star game in '96. 95, he had 47 points. So a great year for Sept Allen, and he's been steadier this year. Britton in the box, shot, goal! Oh my goodness, another incredible goal. This one, Castellan. Castellan got the assist on the last one, punches this one in himself. 3-0 Hotshots.
The brand new limited edition
Hotshots with a 3-0 lead. We've got 9:32 on the scoreboard clock, second period here at the Summit. Bill Langland Davis with you. Allen, and Castellan for Houston tonight. 1-0 after one, and now 3-0.
Boy, how unfortunate for Houston. Bosic had Castellan in behind Indiana, and it caught the lip of the boards and didn't get past the bench area, but he was in on Kluba if that ball got through.
Ball comes off to Waldorf. He clears it out. Stays in play. Allen looking for it instead. Back to goalkeeper John Kluba. 5'11", 160, 24 years old.
Now you see good pressure by Houston and Bosic.
Bosic nearly came up with that one and almost got it. He did get it back for his club. Sept Allen gives it off. Shot inside, knocked away. Allen again. Just missed near the far post. It comes back to Gary Young. Houston again threatening. Sept Allen lost possession. Mirko Castillo. And they quickly got back as Banks chased him down.
Tremendous recovery run by Banks. Houston missing a golden opportunity after some great pressure to turn the ball over inside the red line of Indiana.
Now the pressuring on Waldorf from Indiana.
And they broke it again.
Gives up Castellan. Waits. Dougherty shoots. Deflected inside. Dougherty again to Castellan. He scores!
Well, Bill, Houston is taking a page out of Indiana's book right now. They break the pressure from Waldorf, and when you break that pressure out of the back, you are going to find people open. They get the ball to Castellan. Really, who should have shot at that point? Back to Dougherty. Right now, Indiana struggling in the back. They can't get it cleared. And here's Castellan. It trickles off Kluba into the back of the net. Houston right now playing it to perfection and taking a page out of Indiana's book.
And Castellan, his second goal tonight, his 9th of the year. Dougherty, a league-leading 34 assists. And the Hotshots now a 4-0 lead over the Twisters.
Boy, and Castellan, who has not put big numbers up in his career, tonight with 2 goals and an assist. So an unsung hero right here in Arturo Castellan.
Jorge Espinoza, obviously concerned. His club's been playing so well. He's not a guy, though, who gets in disarray very often. Very sure of himself, knows his system, knows his players, punches the right buttons, and looking for them now to make the big comeback tonight. Our next telecast on the Fox Sports Net Game of the Week, the Washington Warthogs against the Arizona Sand Sharks, will be in Phoenix. Check it out on your local listings for the CISL Game of the Week. That man could use a little help tonight, Glenn.
Yeah, John Kluba has been under some intense pressure. And again, they build a lot of attacks through John Kluba out of the back, and he plays way off his line. So there's no doubt you're going to see excitement when John Kluba's in goal.
Don't forget our next home game next
Kluba tonight has seen it all from Houston. Here's an example.
Well, let's watch this. Now, here's Kluba, again, having to play with his feet. And I think it's a risk when you play and rely too much on your goalkeeper in the indoor game. This is the pressure now. They can't get out. And Houston taking that page out of Indiana's book with that great pressuring play.
The other way, Indiana almost got its first goal of the night as we come back to the live action, and a header inside by Pato that went off the glass. Twisters, chance to try to regroup during the brief break. Sept Allen to Mike Britton, looking for Dougherty breaking on the other wing. And quickly the Twisters on the counterattack. Castillo, nicely done on the inside of the glass. And a whistle and a foul.
Foul number 2 for the Hotshots are Mirko Castillo, second foul.
And it's Castellan again in the mix. I mean, 2 goals and an assist tonight. Chasing Pato on the recovery run there. So Castellan extremely active and effective.
Pato out to Marino, and a shot. I don't know if Waldorf got a hand on it or if he just got it on the deflection off the boards. Comes back to Castellan, though, of Houston. 4-0 Hotshots. 7:21 to go, second quarter. Here's Mirko Castillo. Dougherty tries to close him down. He just misses to the post.
And that's the first time Castillo has created space for himself and been dangerous tonight.
Zavala back out.
Quality of Houston's passes, Bill, out of the back has got to be razor sharp tonight.
Headed up in the air by Indiana. Dougherty comes in to give it to Castellan. He's already got a pair tonight. Castellan chips it. Sept Allen came off of Allen. Actually took a funny bounce. Looked like it caught between the glass and the boards. And Allen was unable to come up with it. And headed out of play.
Houston really, though, Bill, so far has been very, very impressive tonight.
They've been precise. It's the Hotshots up 4-0.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. First, for the whole story.
The San Diego Padres and St. Louis Cardinals made a big deal.
I'm proud of this ball club.
A fantastic finals. That's it from the locker room.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. Live for all the latest home team updates.
Let's go live to Detroit, to Pittsburgh, to the LA Sports Arena.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. Why wait?
Now that's incredible.
First, fast, live. Fox Sports News at 10.
4, 3, 2, 1. Go back.
And hello everyone, I'm Bill McAtee. Welcome.
It is a great feeling.
Pizza. Sit down.
30 miles an hour. How is that good effective?
The PGA Tour on USA is brought to you locally by Golf Discount of St. Louis, the largest discounter in the Midwest.
Hi, Ron Woodman, Cycle King of St. Louis. Have you outgrown your old scooter? Time to trade for a new Suzuki.
Like the Savage 650, only $99 a month. The Marauder 800, just $139 a month. The RF 900, although $163 a month. And the Intruder 800 or 1400, $145 or $189 a month. And all with zero down financing. So bring that trade in and drive out in a new Suzuki today. Weidman Harley-Davidson Suzuki, 3628 South Broadway.
This is Fox Sports Midwest.
Hey, folks, want to talk soccer? My partner's finally got a computer. He's lonely. He needs your help. Email Bill or preferably Glenn at CISLPR@AmericaOnline.com. All right? Get that address.
Took me a while to figure it out, but we got it going.
We're concerned about him, folks. He needs to talk soccer. He's a soccer maniac. It's 24 hours a day, and it's always available.
And those are actually at the CISL offices in California.
But seriously, we'd love to hear from you. Olavi. And it comes off to Bento. And now to David Banks. Bolela. Twisters down 4-0. They need a bit of a spark right now. Indiana. Nice job by Blackboard to possess the ball. Then he finally tried to slip it off, and it goes the other way to Bento. Bento got some help with Olavi. Off the boards, Olavi, he chips it above the crossbar. Nassim Olavi thought he had one in the net.
Well, and Bento used the boards brilliantly, and those are the kind of chances you look at in the fourth quarter and say, you've got to take in a game like this against a team that is as explosive as Indiana, Bill.
Yeah, here's a team comes in averaging 11 goals a game over the last 4. You got to figure 4-0 doesn't mean a whole lot at this point. Not in 5:20 to go second period. Particularly a team that's playing as confidently as Indiana has, and they don't look disheveled at this point by any means.
Not at all. They know they have the firepower to get back into games quickly, and I think that again goes back to their confidence.
Comes back out to midfield. Chase down. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. The Hotshots with a 4-0 lead. Seat Allen, a pair, and Arturo Castellan has got 2 in the net. The Hotshots scoring tonight.
Great piece of distribution there by Terry Waldorf. Again, the goalkeepers and for both these teams so vital in creating and starting attacks for their teams, either by throwing or playing the ball with their feet.
Bosage, a brilliant slide tackle and a stripping of the ball. Here comes Bosage. He shoots it, blocked by Kluba.
Boy, he just blows around Neil Gilbert like Gilbert stuck in cement.
And now Indiana with Bolela off the boards, trying to get it down. Castellan is there. Castellan at both ends has been super tonight for the Hotshots. Moreno. And then the shot knocked off of Gary Young, sacrificing the body, and the long ball from Callahan taken by goalkeeper Waldorf.
Boy, courageous play by Gary Young there.
Dougherty looking for it. Paul Dougherty, the league scoring leader, has got 1 assist tonight. That might be the most encouraging thing about Houston's play. A 4-0 lead, and Dougherty has not been a big part of it. Britt.
Houston really has done a good job against that explosive line of Mirko Castillo and Bolela.
One of the Hotshots, they've had a streaky year, but I think they've also had to learn to play recently. Watch out here, Waldorf. Without Nebo Bandovich, one of the veterans of the indoor game, who's had a hamstring injury, has not played for quite some time, about a month now, and they're going to have to find some other sparks.
Well, and they may have found one in Castellan tonight. Bandovich has disappeared, and the question is, will he reappear?
Castellan with it. To Dougherty. Paul Dougherty. Knocked off of it momentarily. Indiana trying to clear it. 3:02 to go in the quarter. Off Castellan's foot.
Franciswood High School Band.
To Farias. Jose Luis Rojano with it now for the Twisters. Rojano's got 10 goals and 23 points, his best scoring season.
And he's another player again. You know, you mentioned these names, they're extremely skillful. Mondano, another one.
Indiana moving it around with possession. Intensity's dropped a bit in this part of the period. Houston with a 4-0 lead. Castellan brings it back out looking for Dougherty. Great effort by Paul, and the little guy comes up with it to Banks.
Right now, if Houston keeps circulating the ball quickly, look at all the running Indiana has to do. At some point, that has to wear on them, no matter how fit a soccer team they are.
Arturo Castellan. Yeah, and it's always tougher to run when you're down than when you've got the lead. And speaking of that, Castellan took it in the ankle. See if we can...
Castellan in full flight down the boards here, and a hard tackle in there coming across the ankles of Castellan. And Castellan, 2 goals and an assist. That's really matched as good as an offensive output he's had this year, but has really been a spark. But really, he looks in pain right now, Bill. This could be a damaging thing to occur to Houston at this point with 1:58 left in the first half.
We'll take a brief break with our score, 4-0 Hotshots.
Bang. For a single instant, the world stops. Millionaires and hot dog vendors rise to their feet. as modern-day warriors unleash monstrous shots towards the heavens, turning certain defeat into victory, and civilized men into maniacal chuckleheads, scurrying for a souvenir.
The Killer Bees are buzzing for a showdown in Steel Town, Thursday on Fox Sports Midwest.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can.
Safari, the midsize van by GMC. It does what many vans can't. See your GMC dealer today.
For a single instant, the world stops. Millionaires and hot dog vendors rise to their feet as modern-day warriors unleash monstrous shots towards the heavens, turning certain defeat into victory, and civilized men into maniacal chuckleheads, scurrying for a souvenir.
The Killer Bees are buzzing for a showdown in Steel Town, Thursday on Fox Sports Midwest.
To start for the Hotshots here. Houston and Indiana, CISL Game of the Week on Fox Sports Net. It's had a playoff-type atmosphere. Kluba knocks it away. Cian Allen tries to play it back, nearly popped it in, puts it out of play instead.
Who would have thought, Bill, with 1:52 left in the first half, Indiana would be held scoreless tonight?
Averaging 9.4 goals a game over the last 9. It's one thing to get 11 a game over 4, but over 9 games, you're talking some real consistency. And this team has been shut out with just 1:44 to go before halftime, and Jorge Espinoza looking on. Played MISL for many years with Dallas, Chicago, Kansas City.
And a very good player in his own right. And really initially started in the CISL as the head coach of the Mexico Toros, which now does not operate in the league, with the only team from Mexico being Monterrey La Raza, the defending champions.
Pato with it now for the Twisters. Kluba out toward midfield. 1:17 remaining in the second period. Indiana and Houston inside. Waldorf got a touch on it. The follow just missing that time by Blackburn. Blackburn playing with that heavy cast on his left hand. The broken hand.
Let's see the battle here. Here's the intensity. Look at this play here. Blackburn nice in there. Waldorf with a leg save. Blackburn, one of the foreign players. He's from England. They've got players from Peru, Chile, Brazil. It's a very international style and flavored team, the Indiana Twisters.
The United Nations Twisters.
Team UN, as Bill Land said.
Blackburn with 15 goals. Pato's got 7 this year and 16 points overall. He's from Peru. 59 seconds to go. Hard shot on the restart. Dougherty couldn't get a possession. It comes back out. Chipped in by Gilbert. Indiana just love to punch one in here before the break. Waldorf couldn't get possession of it. Knocked high, goes out of play.
Great play, though, by Waldorf to get at the feet of Blackburn. And that sticks in the minds of players when they're around the arc, if they've got a goalkeeper who's that aggressive and is willing to get off his line.
Waldorf with 10 saves tonight. Came in a goal against average of 5.58, 5th in the league. Terry Waldorf.
With some quality saves at that, Bill, and they came at great times. Can't underestimate the value of goalkeeping in this league if you want to win a championship.
Mirko Castillo. You're looking at the seconds remaining in the first half. Castillo double teamed. Balela shoots, misses, comes back to Lawler. With 13 seconds to go, Indiana putting the pressure on, and Houston just trying to clear it out. Bento can't come up with it. And Kluber with 3 seconds. Might as well crank one. He does, and that will end the half. Halftime at the Summit in Houston, and it's been all Hotshots. They have a 4-0 lead at intermission. Stay with us on Fox Sports Net.
This phone's taken.
Son, will this help you?
Maybe the last thing you would do for somebody should be the first.
Thanks. Hey, I appreciate it.
A message from the Credit Union Foundation and your hometown credit union.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. First, for the whole story.
The San Diego Padres and St. Louis Cardinals made a big deal.
I'm proud of this ball club. A fantastic finals. That's it from the locker room.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. Live for all the latest home team updates.
Let's go live to Detroit, to Pittsburgh, to the LA Sports Arena.
Fox Sports News at 10. We are there. Why wait?
Now that's incredible.
First, fast, live. Fox Sports News at 10. You're watching Fox Sports Midwest.
Houston with a 4-goal lead at the half, shutting out the Twisters here in Continental Indoor Soccer League play at the Summit in Houston, Texas. Our Equity Residential standings, Monterey a slim lead as the defending champs on top in the East, followed by Indiana and Houston. Dallas at 500. Washington and Detroit follow up. Over in the West, Seattle has already clinched a playoff berth and well on the way to winning the division. Anaheim, then Sacramento and Portland as Arizona trying to make a late surge to sneak into the playoffs. This week's schedule, Wednesday, Washington at Monterey, and then on Friday, Houston will host Detroit. Monterey at home to meet Seattle. That should be a dandy. And Anaheim will go against Keith Weller and the Sacramento Knights. We're back with more on the CISL Game of the Week where Houston leads it at the half, 4-0. Stay with us.
Bang. For a single instant, the world stops. Millionaires and hot dog vendors rise to their feet as modern-day warriors unleash monstrous shots towards the heavens, turning certain defeat into victory, and civilized men into maniacal chuckleheads scurrying for a souvenir.
The Killer Bees are buzzing for a showdown in Steel Town, Thursday on Fox Sports Midwest.
Don't fight crowded parking lots and long, slow-moving lines at discount stores to get your prescription. Simply visit your neighborhood PBA member pharmacy. Get fast attention to your needs, fair prices, and professional personalized service. Your PBA member pharmacy also accepts most prescription cards, so you'll pay the same low price. And speaking of low prices, VD ultrafine or microfine insulin syringes just $16.99 or $15.99. Call 1-800-595-5995 for the PBA pharmacy nearest you.
Hi, Ron Woodman, Cycle King of St. Louis. Have you outgrown your old scooter? Time to trade for a new Suzuki.
Like the Savage 650, only $99 a month. The Marauder 800, just $139 a month. The RF 900, although $163 a month. And the Intruder 800 or 1400, $145 or $189 a month. And all with zero down financing. So bring that trade in and drive out in a new Suzuki today. Weidman Harley-Davidson Suzuki, 3628 South Broadway.
Over Indiana, our CISL Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Summit. Before we get to the third quarter, we've had some great goals here tonight. I don't know if any have matched this one from Paul Adjaman of Anaheim against Monterey recently.
Look at this ball clipped in, and Adjaman goes prone on the bicycle kick to bury that one past the Monterey defender. Huge goal, and what a creative piece of play. I guess Danny Barber got very excited about it too there. Watch this. He takes it off the chest. He's got a lot of room to pull this move off, but just gets up, spears it past Raul Salas in goal for Monterrey. Adjaman, what a creative goal. That may come down to being the goal of the year, Bill, although that man right there, Ziad Allen, scored a beauty tonight off the great ball by David Banks to open this scoring up in this game tonight.
We've talked so much about offense, Glenn, and these two teams, the top scoring teams in the league, and Houston living up to it with a 4-0 lead. But defense, in a way, for Houston has been the story tonight. This is only the second time the entire season that this Indiana team has not scored in a half. The last time and the only time it occurred was in the second half against Dallas back on August the 2nd. So some kudos to Trevor Dawkins and their defensive group here, as well as taking advantage of things on offense.
Well, no doubt about it. I think one of the other things you have to point to, Bill, is, you know, the stat sheet shows a shot total of 16 for each team, but Houston has limited them to really not great goal-scoring opportunities for a team that has that huge line of Bolelo, Castillo, and Moreno. But Houston has been very disciplined. They've executed. They've played away from pressure wonderfully tonight. Their intensity's been there. And now, Bill, the real question is, can they do it for 2 more quarters?
Hotshots have, for some reason, been a almost not awful, but it's been a nightmarish third quarter team this year until their last game when they won at Detroit. I think they shut out Detroit in the third quarter of that game 6-0, but they're still being outscored in the third quarter by their opponents by a pretty good margin. So see if that bugaboo is gone for Houston or not. And obviously Indiana's going to make some adjustments after being shut out in the first half. Speaking of adjustments, they're taking care of the goal here also.
Well, and this is the quarter for Houston here. They've got to come out of the locker room here focused. I think that's been a problem all year long.
Dougherty running it down for the Hotshots to the red and black as Indiana down 4-0 starting the second half. Bolelo will take the free kick, it appears. Moreno out, Castillo also within the arc there on the other side from Bolelo. Now Moreno comes in to the near side. Gilbert also out near the point. Comes off to Ziad Allen. Allen trying to run it down. Kozel gets it back, and now they pressure Kluba. He kicks a high ball to Damian Harley. Right back to Dougherty, the Hotshots. Dougherty slides it to Ziad Allen.
But great work by Allen to pressure Kluba. Now, when Kluba lofts those out, Houston has got to win those headers and be very solid in winning the ball off Kluba.
The other way, it's the Twisters. The opening moments of the third period. Bolelo getting by Dougherty. Shot blocked by Castellana. Comes to Allen to the Hotshots. Knocked back up, and it'll go into the Houston bench.
Another interesting note, Bill, is that Houston did some extra physical work this week. They brought in a physical trainer and really pushed physically this week, obviously in an effort to get the mentality right and get them to match the work ethic of Indiana. So far, it's paying off.
Castellan with it. And sometimes teams would like to be a little bit more physical, more conditioning work, but with the schedule, you almost commit suicide. And Houston, though, with 4 games remaining all at home, feels they can take a little time on that. Here's a bullet and another great stop by Terry Waldorf.
Boy, Waldorf is in his zone right now. And I'll tell you, shot stopping par excellence. Look at this, Callahan with the blast. Waldorf gets a good sight on that, really, and positionally is sound. That's not a problem from him from the red line if he's got a good look at it.
Great shot by Callahan. Great stop by Waldorf on the free kick from the corner. They try to slip it. Castillo knocked away. David Banks almost triple team. Boy, what out of danger.
What a great play, though, Billy. He had nobody in front of the ball to play to, and flicks it up to himself and just dumps it in behind the defense of Indiana.
Kluba. Banks. Harley. To Zavala and off to Kluba. Kluba off the head of Basic. Goran Basic got 10 goals this year, and he's made some effective plays tonight. The scoring for Houston in this 4-0 lead, Allen and Castellan. Ziad Allen the first 2, Castellan the last 2. Indiana gets it back. Now Gary Young of the Hotshots blocked out of play. Gary Young. 30 years old, 6 foot, 170. He's got 4 goals, had one in the last outing against Detroit. Headed out by the Twisters. Opening minutes, 12:42 to go in the third period. Houston up 4-0. Twisters trying to get it going. On the near side, Farias, Carlos Farias. Shot is blocked by Young.
Boy, good patience and composure by Young there to watch the ball and block that shot by Farias. Young, solid game tonight.
Houston with a 4-0 lead in the third period. 12:15 remaining. Bill and Glenn Davis with you here on Fox Sports Net. All scoring in the first half. Allen giving Houston a 1-0 lead after one, and then 3 hot shot goals in the second period. 1 from Allen, 2 from Castellan, and the hot shots lead it by 4.
Good look at Goran Vasic there. Comes from Yugoslavia.
You want the most in-depth behind-the-scenes reports? Turn to Fox Sports News FoxScan.
If they're intimidated by me, then I've won half the battle. I think we have a chance to compete and contend.
With FoxScan, you join the only team that takes you live to your home games all across America. Every night, every sport. There's only one news to choose. Hundreds of games from across the country with over 40 announce teams. FoxScan on Fox Sports News. We are there.
What should you see when you're looking at the target? Do you pull with the left or push with the right? What's a good bunker shot sound like? The answers are in Golf Digest. No matter how well you play, you'll find tips and advice that will dramatically improve your game. Guaranteed. Want to know if you're good enough to carry a 4-iron? And what's so bad about a flying elbow? Do you want to know what the right grip feels like? Then you must subscribe to Golf Digest. Like to know which new ball can really take strokes off your game? Or where the most...
The power of this team and how quickly they can strike back.
Gary Young off the boards to Beto. Got the assist on the last one. Britt trying to come up with it. Young got a touch. Comes off to Zavala, the Twister. Terry Waldorf has had a superb game so far for the Hotshots. 5-0 Houston. 6:56 remaining in the third. A lot of soccer action to go. Pedroso.
Again, great movement by Houston again to play away from the pressure. Unfortunately, Pedroso turns it over.
Gary Young didn't come up with it. Castillo to Callahan. Callahan, and a great save again by Waldorf. Oh, my goodness. Terry Waldorf sacrificing it all. Pedroso back for the Hotshots, and now to Beto. A 2-on-1, and Waldorf was still up to the challenge. Castillo coming off a 10-goal week, and he and his teammates blank so far. Moreno in the corner. Bring it back out. Dougherty there to pinch. Ian Sept Allen and Paul Dougherty battling for it. Marino, Dougherty, Allen thought he could come into the double team. Marino the other way for the Twisters. Bolela, he fires, just missing. Young settles, Waldorf instructs, you might have heard him. He was able to come over and retrieve. Now Allen trying to bring it forward to Britton. Here comes to Dougherty. Back to Mike Britton. Slips it on the near side. Allen not there in time. Allen again, flew out of the arc. Gary Young, and now Mike Britton. 5:21 to go in the third. Houston up 5-0, wanting more. Banks. And it comes to Gilbert of Indiana. Foul is called on Banks. It'll be Indiana possession. 5:07 remaining in the third. Bill and Glenn Davis with you. 1-0 after one, 4-0 at the break, and 5-0 here in the third. Sept Allen's the hat trick. Arturo Castellan's got a pair, but it has been a team performance thus far. Castellan with it now. To Allen. Kluba. Vasic knocked it out of his hands momentarily. Rules it out. Bolela. Blackmore. Tried to one to it, couldn't quite come back with it. And now the Hotshots Castellan from Harley.
But a good example of great play by Harley, not only to win the ball, but then make good use of it to break the pressure of Indiana, and that's been one of the keys tonight for Houston.
Glenn, if I can think of one thing, we talked to both coaches before the game that has really stuck with us as you look at Callahan, is that Trevor Dawkins talked to his players about you've got to anticipate where the next pass is going when the first one's on the way, and they have done that tonight.
Yeah, they've really broken that pressure, and it's really led to good opportunities, because in a way it's a risk if Indiana presses you in that end, because if you can get out of there, no doubt with the creative players that Houston has, they're going to find goal-scoring opportunities.
And a foul on Pedroso. Trevor Dawkins looks on. Took his club to the finals last year to lose to Monterey. Came in 40-40 here in Houston.
And also a three-time Coach of the Year. CISL, MSL, and also in the NPSL. So that's not something that happens to too many coaches. 3 different indoor leagues Coach of the Year.
Vasic, Pedroso, shot, goal! Shots have got a half dozen. Pedroso makes it 6-0. Indiana trailing Houston 6-0 here at the Summit. The Hotshot fans are happy as Houston making it 6-0 on this one.
Well, watch this. Here's the transitional game of the indoor. It starts with Vasic out of the back. He's going to run it from his red line. And now watch this. Tries to play it and gets it back and has the awareness to slip it through. And look at Pedroso just hanging at the back post. Kluba in vain. And Goran Vasic, just reward really for a tremendous game for him tonight, Bill. And I think the contribution of the Vasic's and the Castellans at the end of the day are going to be so vital. As we see Pedroso there with a little, I guess that's not an Irish jig, that's a samba.
Pedroso dances to his 14th goal of the year, and the Hotshots lead it 6-0. Gilbert with it. Indiana down 6. Houston giving the Twisters a bit of their own medicine as they beat Houston in the last meeting 11-5. They led 5-0, then 5-4 at the half, and then scored 6 unanswered before Houston got a meaningless goal. A lot of grins on the Hotshot bench tonight.
Well, you see 2 guys there who have not even played, and Chris Santo. Olabi has had a short shift.
A little start me up being played here, and Indiana must be thinking, yeah, when is it going to start up for us? 3:12 to go in the third. Marino drops it off, gets it back. Now back out to Gilbert. Twisters down a half dozen. Mirko Castillo, and he has been marked effectively tonight. Gary Young closing in on him here. The former Hotshot had 34 goals here for Houston back in '94. Coming in, Britton trying to pin it against the wall. Marino still spinning. Back out to Gilbert. His shot blocked by Dougherty. 5-3 Dougherty, not afraid to challenge the 6-1 Gilbert. 2:24 to go in the third quarter.
The longer it goes, Bill, you got to wonder if Indiana is on their bench thinking, hey, can we ever penetrate this Hotshot defense and beat Terry Waldorf?
Ball played off the boards to Castillo. Young getting the leg on it. Castillo again. Hard shot, the follow, and again, and brought down. Nice control, then Dougherty clears.
You know, Houston has done such a good job in support of Waldorf to pounce on loose balls and rebounds and get balls cleared. I really think that, in connection with the great shot stopping of Waldorf, as we see Dougherty there, the man who cleared the ball, has really been a key for Houston.
1:54 remaining as the Hotshots with a 6-0 lead. Third quarter. Pedroso got the last one for Houston. Knocked off of this one. Kozel. Here's Dougherty with a steal. Paul Dougherty. Leading goal scorer in the league has not scored a goal tonight. He's got an assist but Houston has been brilliant. The other way on the counter. Pato. Blocked by Young. And again, Indiana trying to get something going. Castillo. He shoots inside. Waldorf got a touch that had to hit it when it came out of the arc.
Boy, great play. Waldorf is just so sharp tonight, Bill.
Great awareness there. That seems easy when you look at it to know, okay, you're out of the arc, can't touch it with a hand. But what reactions by Waldorf and just awareness.
And Bill, the other thing he's really provided is wonderful information. He's really talking a lot out there tonight. That has at times been a point of contention with him. Talking to his backs, motivating, keeping them alive, keeping them sharp, and keeping them aware. And that's a real key as a goalkeeper.
I thought he'd taken over for PR Director Frankie Browning, who's just providing wonderful information. I didn't know he was putting the notes out here tonight, too. Man, he does do it all. He does have a law degree and passed the bar, so he's probably capable.
You might want to add that to his list of achievements.
36 seconds to go in the third period. 6-0 Houston. Pato in the corner with Britton on him. Into Lawler. Scott Lawler fighting for it. I mean, fighting. And there's Waldo. As soon as it came across the line.
Houston needs a change. A few people are winded right now. You saw how long it took him to get out in front of the ball.
Britton, moments before the period ends. Oh, he had a wide open Beto in the wing, just couldn't quite get it to him. Now the other way, Farias, he fires, and Waldorf at the buzzer makes another stop. Hotshots. 6, Indiana zip. We played 3 in Houston. Stretching out. He's been brilliant tonight as we enter the fourth period. Hotshots leading Indiana 6-0. Our summary, a couple of power play goals. Sept Allen's got the hat trick. Castellan, a couple of goals and assists. Pedroso's was a power play goal. Dougherty, the league scoring leader, just 1 point. That's been the good news for Houston, though it has been a true team effort, and Waldorf running out of adjectives for that fella.
Well, and undoubtedly, Dougherty has not gotten on the scoring sheet apart from the assist, but really his contributions have been big tonight. His work ethic is there, and that's what you expect from an MVP player.
Yeah, defense, whatever it has taken, Dougherty has been up to it. Waldorf.
He's really done a lot of tracking, Bill, of players tonight. Cleared a lot of balls out of the back. So Dougherty's contributions, even though not on the scoreboard, surprisingly, have been huge.
Indiana. We mentioned to you earlier, they've never been shut out this season in a half other than one time. They've 3 quarters has not occurred before. Moreno, they're trying to end it here. Indiana, you got to figure, get on the board first and see what the situation is before you think about anything else right now. Off to the near side, and again the fight is on. Balela with Harley on his backside. It comes to Sept Allen. He tries to spin it off to Dougherty. Stripped away, and it goes to Indiana. Here's Mirko Castillo. Castillo still makes his home here in Houston. It has been a sour homecoming thus far, though. Wife and child here to watch him play tonight. He has been held in check. After 5 goals in our game of the week last week up at the Palace at Auburn Hills.
And he just found so many ways to get into goal-scoring positions. But tonight, Bill, really has not been that active, has not gotten turned and faced people, and really got to credit Houston with that. Job of defending on him collectively.
Yeah, there's a reason Detroit is 2-3-20 now.
And you saw those shots. That's very misleading, 24-23, because Houston has created far more dangerous chances than Indiana tonight.
Gilbert trying to get it up and brings it off on the other side. It comes over to Britton. Hotshots with a 6-0 lead, fourth period. We're about 2 minutes in. Castillo now for the Twisters. Zavala. 12:50 remaining in the game. Houston 6-0 over the Indiana Twisters. Hotshots with a hat trick from Sept Allen. And it's punched away by Waldorf again, and he's there one more time. Long ball knocked out by Chris Santo. Santo has got 4 goals on the year and played much tonight out of North Carolina State. Here comes to Beto.
Yeah, think about it, Bill. Tough situation for Santo to come in a game at this stage. They've got a shutout going, have played so well defensively. He's got to jump right in there and make it happen, and has gotten off to a good initial start here.
12:03 remaining as Vasic sets up. And Houston on the free kick. Beto to Gary Young, just missing, and Vasic on the rebound couldn't quite handle. Now to Vasic again, and they double team on him. We'll take a brief timeout. 11:53 to go. It's 6-0 hot shot.
Why wait?
Now that's incredible.
First, fast, live. Fox Sports News at 10.
6-0 Houston, 11:52 to go. Glenn, when do you start thinking, if you're Terry Waldorf, about a shutout? There's only been one this year. Juan De La O is the only goalkeeper get a shutout in the CISL this season.
Well, I'm sure it may be in his mind right now, but I think he's so focused right now. It'll be interesting to know if he's even aware of it. I would think he definitely is.
We can read the scoreboard. He's a lawyer. Come on, give him some credit.
Hey, I heard you pass the bar, too.
Not that one. And I cried every step. 11:28 remaining here.
I think you don't want to get too preoccupied with the fact you got a shutout. That's when things go wrong. You just got to keep doing what you've been doing. Stay focused on the task at hand, and that is to continue to defend and be sharp collectively as a team.
Off the window, and it comes back out. And Seat Allen trying to settle. And now to Gary Young. Young zipped it right by Safalo. Young again. He's got Allen in front of him. Young off the glass. Vasic one time, and it comes back. And again, Young will fight for it and win it back to Beto. And a whistle and a foul.
And a late tackle by Farias on Gary Young. Young has had a very inspired game tonight. His work ethic, a lot of tackles, breaking plays up, and really has made good use of the ball. And that's been one of the keys. Trevor Dawkins has wanted his backs after the strength and physicality of winning balls to make good use of the ball.
Beto. Indiana down 6-0. Young comes barreling through, misses on the shot, and he is hurt. Indiana trying to go on the counterattack. Beto, nice job of shielding away Rojano for the ball, but it comes back off to Zavallo, and the Hotshots hustle back on defense. Castillo, he shoots and scores! Mirko Castillo ends the shutout. And Indiana's on the board at 6-1 as Castillo gets goal number 40.
Well, it's unfortunate because you saw Paul Dougherty pointing to Castillo. And let's see how he gets some space. Castillo keeps his streak alive of 21 games. Castillo getting wide open there. He was passed on by Dougherty to Beto, and unfortunately they don't get tight enough on him. The shutout goes away, but Houston's got to get away from worrying about the shutout and just get back to the task at hand.
Castillo is 40th goal of the season, and the other way, Houston, shot goal, Mike Britton. Oh, mama, how about that for answering? If there was any thought of a hot shot letdown, Glenn, or a collapse, maybe this takes care of that.
Well, you love answering it right back. Here's the shot, comes off the boards. Look at Dougherty, knocks it off his own foot. Kluba's legs follow through, clears a loose ball, and you can't have a better guy trying to pounce on a loose ball than the speedy Mike Britton. Look at him. Sees that ball, and like a shark to blood, just gets there and side foots that past John Kluba, and immediately gets the momentum and the happiness back here into the Summit.
Britton enjoying his finest offensive season, and he's got 14 goals on the year. The Hotshots now lead at 7-1. Moments after Mirko Castillo extended his game goal streak. It's now at 21 consecutive games he scored a goal. One more game and he'll tie Zizinho. And it'll be interesting because they meet Sunday, meaning Castillo and Zizinho in Monterey. So, and Zizinho, of course, is the brother of Beto. Pedroso the other way, another shot and a goal! Hotshots pouring it on. Gianpaolo Pedroso.
Well, it starts from Terry Waldorf. Here's the distribution. A streaking Dougherty, a great run out wide to the boards. Dougherty clips it inside, and Pedroso gets in, and really that's a savable ball by John Kluba. And right now, a team that has come in with a tremendous amount of confidence in the Indiana Twisters has really had a very humbling experience, I believe, here tonight at the Summit at the hands of the Houston Hotshots. Right now, Bill, they're going to the sixth attacker with Moreno, and I think you got to wonder at this point, you know, with Monterey looming in your future, do you throw in the towel 7 behind and try and keep some legs for this next game? Obviously not.
Well, Jorge Espinoza would tell you, take a look at our injury list. We're in superb condition. We train a little bit differently in most clubs. We're able to handle it. And tonight, they may find out, because the other deal with Monterey is you've got the small field down there to contend with. But it'd be interesting to see with Indiana what the tactics are here. And if they don't get one soon, Glenn, do you then say, all right, we pull back, play some people that maybe need some extra playing time just to help their game a little bit, or how long they'll go with that?
Yeah, it's interesting to see what a coach does in that situation. But you're right. If you have to have back-to-back games, there's no better place to go than Monterey, because the field is 38 feet shorter and is less of a physical effort down there. So if you got to do back-to-backs, you don't mind having the second game at Monterey, even though they are the defending champions, apart from a work ethic standpoint.
Houston. A foul is called. It'll be Houston possession.
Foul on number 21,
Pato gets called for the foul there. Pato from Peru, just like Mirko Castillo, has played a lot of the outdoor game in Peru, not as much of the indoor.
8-1 Hotshots. The sixth attacker situation for the Indiana Twisters. To midfield, and Marino will come back up to provide more offensive support.
You know, it's a heck of a weekend for Indiana. Tonight they play the second place team in the Continental Indoor Soccer League, and tomorrow, Sunday night against the champions, Monterey La Raza. So you talk about two very difficult games on the road.
Yeah, meanwhile, Houston, assuming they win this one here tonight, up 8-1 with 8:15 to go. Houston home for the remainder of the regular season with Detroit, Monterey, and Dallas all coming into the Summit. The chance for the Hotshots to really get some momentum going into the playoffs. And Trevor Dawkins is hopeful of that. It's been kind of a herky-jerky season for this club, even though they're 14-10.
Well, you got to get the ship righted now going into the playoffs. That's the key. You got to get the mental side of your team sorted out, and you've also got to get your game sharp.
Ball inside the arc, cleared away, and it comes back out.
These two-game series, Bill, you know, there's going to be the potential for some upsets in those.
Look at Marino way out of the arc, past the red line, and taking on the double team as the sixth attacker. Beto clears it off the line, and looking for Allen, who got turned around just a moment. And again, it's Indiana possession, and the shot blocked by Young. 8-1 Hotshots. That's how quickly they scored. They came at 4:30. Castillo scored to make it 6-1 as Indiana got on the board, and then 4:40 Britain 10 seconds later, and then 19 seconds later Pedroso scored, and the Hotshots back in command 8-1. 7:09 to go. Indiana again punches it, everything but in the net. Hit the post and somehow squirreled back out. And Moreno to Balela. Indiana's 4-game win win streak, certainly in big-time jeopardy here tonight. Castillo knocked down off of it, and limping player comes off for the Hotshots, Pedroso. Gary Young the other way. Here's Castillo chipping it ahead to Farias.
Boy, great awareness by Beto just to backheel that ball out of danger right now.
Waldorf can't come up with it off the boards, headed out by Young. Castillo knocked away, back out to Moreno. Moreno, hard shot and another save by Waldorf. And then the foul on Castillo, and Moreno will hustle back the other way as the Hotshots got an open net down there. See it, Allen against Moreno. Allen off the boards, couldn't get it all, knocked away, comes back to Moreno. With 5:40 remaining, 8-1 Houston.
The support of Waldorf has been great, though, on balls he's deflected. The second ball, there's always a hot shot on and around the arc, and that's really been a key tonight, I think, Bill, in support of the great goalkeeping by Terry Waldorf.
Hotshots returning the spanking that they received in Indianapolis not long ago on their 3-game road trip. That was an 11-5 ripping. We'll take a brief timeout with our score 8-1 Hotshots, 5:30 to go.
Bang. For a single instant, the world stops. Millionaires and hot dog vendors rise to their feet as modern-day warriors unleash monstrous shots towards the heavens, turning certain defeat into victory, and civilized men into maniacal chuckleheads scurrying for a souvenir.
The Killer Bees are buzzing for a showdown in Steel Town, Thursday on Fox Sports Midwest.
We shape the program and what the employers need, so our people are more valuable to them when they graduate.
The technology in the factories is the same technology that we work on here in school.
The demand for Rankin students is incredible.
We have 7 job requests for every student that we put out.
And I couldn't ask for anything more.
Rankin Technical College, the buck starts here.
Hi, Ron Woodman, Cycle King of St. Louis. Have you outgrown your old scooter? Time to trade for a new Suzuki.
Like the Savage 650, only $99 a month. The Marauder 800, just $139 a month. The RF 900, although $163 a month. And the Intruder 800 or 1400, $145 or $189 a month. And all with 0 down financing. So bring that trade in and drive out in a new Suzuki today. Weidman Harley-Davidson Suzuki, 3628 South Broadway.
You're watching Fox Sports Midwest.
Welcome back. 5:30 to go in the 4th quarter, and a penalty has been assessed against Indiana and an ejection as Pato goes to the box to serve the 2 minutes for, I believe it was Carlos Farias. As Jorge Espinoza looks on, Farias, no language-wise, he's in the locker room now and may not want to watch the end of this anyway. As Sian Allen boots this one upstairs. Man advantage for the Hotshots, and Glenn Allen is the one that opened the scoring on a power play goal. And then they got another power play goal. I believe it was Pedroso. His first goal tonight was a power play goal that made it 6-0. So they're 2 for 2 in power plays to add to their league-leading percentage.
Well, it's a formidable power play unit, as you say, is #1 in the league, but so many technical players on it. Allen really has just, with his energy and work ethic, has been just a phenomenal player tonight and has really made some plays that's spectacular as well.
Bolela, and headed back down by Indiana. Now to Bolela. Marino's still the goalkeeper here, even though they're a man short in this situation. As Indiana still trying to do whatever they can to try to pull off a miracle. Dougherty. Dougherty's got 3 assists tonight, even though he hasn't scored a goal. Sian Allen's got a hat trick, and Pedroso's got a pair for the Hotshots. Here's Dougherty. Pedroso, shot, goal, and the Hotshots pour it off. Pedroso. He's got the hat trick. And they're 3 of 3 in the power play.
Yeah, special teams coming through again. Let's watch this. Here's Zanto. Great ball with the outside of his foot to break the pressure again. Indiana had been pressing forward. Dougherty right in there to Pedroso at the near post. He beats Moreno, and look at Moreno in no man's land, and that's the danger of having a field player in goal right there when he's forced to have to use his hands. And positionally not really sound right there as Moreno looking to the heavens for help as Pedroso with the fist in a defiant salute as Houston continues this thrashing of Indiana.
And Waldorf wheels it out the other way. Otto Leon hadn't been on maybe his first time tonight.
First shift tonight.
He's got 10 goals this year, and hey, when it's 9-1, everybody's hungry to get in on the act.
Well, and I think it's smart from Trevor Dawkins' perspective, too, to get everyone playing time. You've seen Nassim Alabi in now as well. So get everybody playing time, get them all the opportunity to feel that they're a part of this victory, which really has been a team victory.
9-1 Hotshots inside 4 minutes to go at the Summit. Crowd of 9,628 has been delighted. Hotshots third in the league in attendance, averaging over 6,400. That'll get a boost with a good crowd here this evening.
Well, it's psychologically, Bill, for Houston, this is huge. It's one thing to get a victory against Detroit, a team that's really laboring at the bottom of the league. It's another and a real test as to where you're at when you can defeat a team that's streaking, has won 13 of 16, is an offensive powerhouse, has come off a game they've scored 15 goals, and you've limited them to 1 goal with 3:18 left in this game.
Yeah, and I think the other thing would encourage our viewers that if you haven't gone to an indoor game in your part of the country, head out because it is fun. This Indiana team will bounce back. We'll give a chance to watch it.
This simple-looking device is the key to unlock your body's hidden potential. It can change the look and shape of every line and curve on your body. Because it's the weight, the challenge, and the secret behind one of the most effective fitness machines in the world. Introducing the Bowflex Power Pro. Bowflex uses patented power rod resistance to give you an incredibly smooth, natural feel for over 60 different health club quality exercises. With features like a built-in aerobic rowing exercise, convertible grips, and convenient folding capabilities, it's easy to see why a Bowflex was selected by Fitness Magazine as the best home gym for 1997 and was awarded a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. It's time to get the body you want with no money down and payments as low as $33 a month. Call right now for your free video and brochure. Discover the body you always wanted with the Bowflex Power Pro.
If you've ever struggled with a handheld trimmer, you'll love this revolutionary new kind of trimmer on wheels. Just look how easy it rolls on those 2 big wheels and glides in any direction on this front-mounted mobile. It's perfect for trimming around rocks, along fences, buildings, sidewalks, and in all those hard-to-reach corners. The new DR is also a mower. It cuts tall grass, waist-high weeds, even wet grass and rough areas with never-before ease. There's no steel blade to bend or dull. You'll just love what the DR Trimmer Mower can do for you and your property. Call toll-free 1-800-354-3800 for your big free package all about the revolutionary DR Trimmer on wheels, plus special savings now in effect. That's 1-800-354-3800 for free DR details.
You got indoor soccer questions? We will try to answer them for you. Send them to my partner and I at CISLPR, and that's AOL.com. Yeah, Glenn's a lonely single guy. He's looking for some help. We'll answer you back, too, folks. We'd love to hear from you as the CISL heads down the stretch and gets ready for the playoffs. Right here, it's Houston heading on its way to a 9-1 victory. And Indiana has brought Kluba back out in goal to play it straight the final 3 minutes of the game. Foul foul is on Castillo.
And we built Castillo up, and he's gotten his goal to keep his streak alive, but really has been a non-factor. I think that's a combination of his inactivity and also the defensive job Houston has done collectively as a team, because they've done it against Balela and Moreno as well.
Yeah, when thinking of a player of the game here for Houston, a lot of names come to mind. When thinking of who has played well or stood out for Indiana, no one does, and that's not a knock on them. It just means it's been a team performance that Houston has corralled them effectively all night long to where no one has really had much room to stand out, Glenn.
And Bill, this is a big confidence builder for Houston as far as playing away from pressure and handling a very physical team like this, similar to Seattle. Indiana, Seattle, very similar. They press people, they double, they're very athletic, they're very physical. One of the knocks on Houston to play out of the back, it's been superior tonight.
Well, I was going to mention before the break, Indiana fans, they've not drawn well at Market Square Arena. You got a heck of a team. I hope you get out and support them, because this club has gotten hot at the right time of the year and will be a force in the playoffs. They've already clinched the playoff berth. Here's Houston again, wanting more. Castellan could use another one for a hat trick. Otto Leon brings it back out to Britton, and now Young will let it go to Terry Waldorf with 1:37 remaining. Leon battling in the corner. Kluba plays it up to Young, going against Balela. Kluba out of the arc, knocks it to Castellan of the Hotshots.
And there's another guy right there, Gary Young. Castellan, I mean, everybody has contributed for Houston tonight. Really shows you the benefits of a team on the same page.
Here's Mirko Castillo. Run down and double teamed, and Britton sending it to Castellan. Inside a minute to go. Castellan off the boards, and Kluba puts it back out to Castillo of the Twisters.
And Bill, I'm amazed at the work ethic of Ziad Allen here, still sprinting, making the runs here with seconds left in this game, still working to get in front of the ball, similar as to the way he started the game tonight.
Says something about pride. I think the Hotshots want to play it tough to the finish here and not give up another goal, even though the victory is in hand at 9-1. Let's see if they can do that. Comes off to Ziad Allen with 24 seconds remaining. And Young. Allen playing a little catch here as back to Britton, keeping it in the back, and they'll go to Waldorf, and the Hotshots put the Raps on a 9-1 victory as they dominate one of the hottest teams in the league, the Indiana Twisters. What a stunner here at the Summit. Allen the hat trick. Pedroso the hat trick. Waldorf spectacular in goal. That's the first thing team's gotten in the net in a long while there. We'll take a brief break. We're back to...
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can.
Safari, the mid-size van by GMC. It does what many vans can't. See your GMC dealer today.
Sports around, the Continental Indoor Soccer League. This game roars indoors with a combination of speed, finesse, and power. CISL Soccer. There is no other sport like this on earth. You're watching.
The Continental Indoor Soccer League Game of the Week is brought to you by GMC Safari and by Equity Residential. Call Equity Residential Properties and save. Sienna Allen, our GMC Safari Game MVP, gets the hat trick tonight. 6 goals in the last 2 games.
Bill, really, his work ethic really epitomized the effort of the Hotshots tonight. Really difficult to pick a player of the game. This really was a team victory, but I think he represents the work ethic. Tremendous defending from the Houston Hotshots tonight as a team. Look at this great goal. Banks flipping the ball into the active Alon. Alon in behind the Indiana defense, heads it home. Great team effort by Houston. Houston now getting itself righted for the playoffs.
Our next game of the week in the CISL, the Warthogs and Arizona at America West Arena in Phoenix. Join us. Check your local listings for the airing in your part of the country. Hotshots stop the 4-game win streak of Indiana as they twist off Indiana 9-1. For Glenn Davis, this is Bill Land saying so long from Houston.
Now you can turn